Yeah, there's many. To be honest, you don't even have to pay, my brother. To be honest, you don't even have to pay for any academy to actually do data science. You can do it through YouTube for free. You can do it through Udemy, where you get to pay, for example, 300 for a course, and then that's it. So obviously, in terms of credibility, most companies, they're not going to require you, as long as you have a degree. They're not going to be questioning you. You did data science through YouTube, as long as you can prove. So, and then another thing, what they can do as well is, uh, I'll be honest with you, bro. When you are a student, as soon as you're first year, you can start working. You don't need to wait until you graduate.
So, another episode, another segment, backed by popular demand. You know, you remind me of Kendrick Lamar, man. You see that style on your head? We used to call it a Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yes, yes, I remember that very well. I used to hate it. You believe me, I used to hate this hairstyle.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, because when we were in university at that time, people would call it, I know, it's a hairstyle of, people who love women and stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh.
yes. So the boys who were popular in university and going after women, they usually used to have this type of hairstyle.
Hey.
Yeah. So, but now when you get older, and I'm starting to love hair, and especially the scruffy one, the black conscious hair. So yeah.
Oh, the black conscious hair. I see. The hair of Bongozi, you know.
Yes.
Uh, and I see also our VC here, Prof. Zablon. Uh, is a black conscious hair, and it's also a smart hair.
Yeah.
Like people that are smart, they
They
just
love it.
leave they love to leave their hair unattended, you know.
I I agree.
Yeah. So are you
Yeah.
dabbling into black consciousness stuff?
Yeah, no, I've been, man, since I was in varsity. It's just the hair part. I didn't like hair because you have to take care of it, and sometimes it falls on your zinc. So I didn't like that. So I've always liked to just have cheese cop and be clean, but now I love this. So yeah, but
Yeah,
I am still tapping into black conscious. Yeah, continuing on that journey. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's I think every black person at some point they should actually engage in this ideologies and stuff like that.
Yes.
Um so the subscribers wanted you back, man.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
on a serious note, you know. I
Yeah.
still do receive some private messages. Some people they want you to mentor them and stuff. But I have a problem with my phone and sometimes I lose messages and stuff.
No.
And I know how of a busy man you are. Um,
Yeah.
but you can see that there is a whole rush around data science. People want to dabble into it and to understand it and to
Yeah.
do it, to get into it. So that's why you're here. And then also it was just to celebrate like so I reached 3K subscribers on the channel, which
Yes.
I didn't
That's,
think we'd reach it very quickly actually.
you have a very strong following, my brother. I don't want to lie. I think you're still gonna, yeah. I think your growth rate, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah,
Your channel is just amazing, honestly.
hey, to build a YouTube following is very hard, man. That's one thing I've realized. I thought that you'll just post videos, but it's very hard to get subscribers. You can get viewers, people who
Oh,
just view, because you can view and not subscribe, you know.
yes, 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 yes,
And
yes,
you
yes.
need to market the channel. You need to be very present on social media, which I'm not. I'm not really present. I think the people who are very present on social media and they have many followers, it's easy to grow their channels, you know.
Right, but yeah. So with these 3,000 subscribers when while
Yeah.
you're not that
So this
present
has
on
just
social
been
media,
organic,
I
very
then
organic.
uh, then that's huge for you. Then that means by the time you start promoting on social media, you'll be farming.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully. So,
Yeah,
so the last time when we recorded, you were a data scientist at the time at SALGA,
yeah,
but now you have changed the occupation. You are now a senior specialist in machine learning at Multichoice Group. Um,
yeah,
hey, machine learning, man, and being a senior specialist at it is
yeah,
quite huge, you know. Um, but before we get into this senior specialist profession that you are in right now,
mm,
um, you know, what are the things that are happening now in data science? What are the new trends? What are the new developments, perhaps, for those who maybe wants to get into it? Since you have been in it and you're still in it, because you, I saw on your profile on LinkedIn that you have also the title of senior data scientist.
yes, yeah. So when you say trends, do you mean specifically in terms of what's happening in the industry, or what most companies are looking for currently in terms of data science, or yeah, or should I just answer it
Both.
in general? Okay, okay. Yeah, so I mean, data science, to be honest, it's something that at the same time was there back in the day, but it wasn't as aggressive as it is now, even in terms of projects, the type of projects that people are doing. They were not there at the time. And the reason behind that, obviously, it's because of your third industrial revolution, since you, sorry, fourth industrial revolution. Since you now have this industrial revolution, there's a lot of possibilities now. You have AI, you have your chat GPT now, all those things now, they've made things very possible. And all this has happened through data science. ChatGPT is a data science project on its own, literally. So the trends definitely at the moment, it's a lot of AI products, AI solutions mostly. Um, so AI still falls slash data science, depending on certain projects. So hence I'm giving you an example with ChatGPT as an example. That's a data science project. So it falls under what we call natural language processing. So it's a sub topic of data science. So natural language processing basically deals with text data. That's it. So I don't know how you know how ChatGPT was built, but ChatGPT was built on text data. Yeah, so text data. So currently, yeah, that's the trend. The trend is mostly language models, large language models. So what example can I give you? You see, when you look at Netflix as an example, I'm gonna use Netflix. I won't use MultiChoice because I work there. So I'm gonna use Netflix. When you look at Netflix as an example, Netflix, it's there's data science involved there. So Netflix does a lot of recommendations for you. When you open Netflix, it will show you what people are watching, top 10 in South Africa or top 10 in the world. It will show you continue watching some of the things that you recently watched, or what you can watch based on what you're watching. All that, my brother, that's data science. We call that, it falls under recommender systems or recommender engines. Yeah. So we recommend solutions to you, or we recommend videos to view based on what you watch, based on other people and what they watch as well. And then you can go even to Take a Lot, same thing, e-commerce. They recommend based on what other people are buying, what you are buying. That's why, for example, if you buy a table at Take a Lot, they will also say other people bought a chair, as an example. So that's a recommender. That's a recommender system. That's data science. Yeah. So that's the trend currently. When you look back, those things were not there. Now they're there, and they're coming at a very heavy heavy rate. Even banks, they are trying to seriously employ a lot of data scientists as well. So back in the days, you would have data analyst slash actuarial analyst or actuarial scientist, but now they are more serious into having data science, as a project in the banks. So yeah, that's the current trend.
So to somebody who maybe I mean yourself, you got through into data science with an engineering degree. I think you had a data science certificate with Explore Data Science Academy. So for
Yeah.
somebody who wants to, maybe they're doing their final year now, or maybe they want to switch into data science in 2023, what can what can they do now? Because things evolve. Maybe when you joined the data science profession at the time versus now, perhaps now there are sort of, I don't know, new requirements or something like that.
Yeah. So I think I did mention, well, I guess in this case I'll be promoting that academy, but it's fine. So I did go through an academy at the time. Um, but there's other ways. So some companies, they, like, for example, some companies, they have their own in-house trainings for data science. So as long as you have a maths background, or maybe, yeah, you're an engineer, you have a maths background, or you're a mathematician. I'll put it this way: mathematicians, statistician, people who did stats, mathematics, um, computer science, obviously, they have a very high advantage of being data scientists, without a doubt. In fact, they will even be first in line if we were to apply for jobs coming from university. Those people will be first in line for that reason. But there are companies that can actually, um, you know what, it's fine. I'll mention companies, it's fine. For example, if you do an internship with Standard Bank, they have like a data science program where you do an internship with them, or no, a graduate program rather. So in that graduate program, you will be actually studying data science while working for them in that graduate program. So you
Okay.
will be learning all those data science programs, data science projects, how to code, all of those things. You'll be doing it while you're working. So, but it's not all companies that do that, especially when you just graduated. So the other option is to go through an academy, data science academy. So you have your, I think there's this one called ALX. So ALX, they also teach data science. So what I'll do is I will try and send you the links after this course, so that you can share it with everyone on your YouTube channel. Um, yeah, I will share the links. Uh, but also, if they want more information, as you know that I think I did tell you that I have a YouTube channel as well. So by the time you post this video, I would have posted my video on how to get into data science as well. So I'll try and make it more detailed compared to now. So I'll try and make it more detailed, give more resources as well, send as many links as I can, because yeah, there's many. To be honest, you don't even have to pay, my brother. To be honest, you don't even have to pay for any academy to actually do data science. You can do it through YouTube for free. You can do it through Udemy, where you get to pay, for example, 300 for a course, and then that's it. So obviously, in terms of credibility, most companies, they're not going to require you. As long as you have a degree, they're not going to be questioning you. You did data science through YouTube, as long as you can prove. So what you can do, for example, let's say you don't have any funds, you can only afford Udemy. Okay, in fact, Udemy, after you complete a course, they will provide you with a certificate of completion, which is good. You can use that certificate of completion to market for a job. So the other option is, if let's say you studied it through YouTube, what then happens is you need to sort of create a profile for yourself. So that profile will be an online profile where you have all the projects that you've worked on while you were studying data science. When we understand, when the employers go and look for that profile and they look at your work, they look at, okay, this is what you've done when you were studying for data science. Okay, so it seems like you know the work. So maybe the next thing they might do is invite you for a very technical interview. So where obviously you have to, they will give you scenarios, and then from a technical point of view, that's how they can test if you know what you say you can do. The other option is they will give you a case study or a case interview. So you will have a technical assessment that they give you and say, go and complete it. Sometimes you'll find that it's timed. Sometimes it's not timed. They can give you maybe 5 days to complete it. Yeah, and then if of course you are able to complete those successfully, then you've proven yourself that you can do data science, or at least you understand most of the concepts. So yeah, that's how you can start. Yeah, but even with, so I think when we spoke, if you remember, I did last, I think it was last year when we had this. I did mention that I was going to start a data science community. So what I'm gonna do as well, I'm going to post. I'm gonna share with you the name of my Instagram. So I'm gonna share the details in terms of when we're gonna meet as a community for everyone. So this will be the first time. I haven't launched it, but I am going to launch it very soon this month. So I'm going to invite people who are interested, even people who want to be in data science. They can ask more questions when they get there. Um, and the purpose of this community is to help each other grow into this field of data science, to understand it, um, and even to help each other in terms of networking for jobs. I mean, if there's someone who's looking for a data science job, if I know that there's a vacancy open at Multichoice, why can't I tell someone? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So that's one of the purpose for this community, to grow as a data science community, as a tech community. Yeah,
I'll actually come. I'll actually join your community. And the reason for this is that um, the kind of mathematics projects that I'm supervising,
yeah,
they link with data science. They link more with, maths, like the kind of field that I'm researching on.
yeah.
Uh, the stuff is more applied with data science and stuff like that. Um, and and even the student that I'm supervising this year
Yeah,
for their honors,
yeah.
they want to get into that space and stuff like that. So I want to curate, you know, um, mathematics project which are more related or they link with data science or any of the quantitative sciences and stuff. So I'll
Sounds
definitely join you guys.
That sounds perfect, because even with that, the other purpose is to bridge that gap for the students who want to come to into data science. Bridge that gap, help them understand what data science is, how they can venture into data science. So it becomes very easy by the time they graduate, especially if you join when you're in second year. By the time you graduate, you've done so much. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I was checking the student that I'm supervising. They showed me a book on machine learning because he's also doing some machine learning courses
nice.
here at Wits, um, and some networking, computing, or those type of things. So when I
Yeah,
checked the book, like I saw linear algebra, man, and that's the stuff we do.
yeah, of course. Of course. So
So I was
the
like, wait,
yeah,
like this is done in machine learning, like this maths, like this is. And then the thing about us is that we're just doing the maths, we're researching in the maths, we're going deep in the maths, but sometimes we never see the application of the maths, the pure application of the pure maths. When I saw
Ooh.
that, man, my head was spinning, man.
Oh, you know what, my brother? When I think you're gonna love the community, because there we'll be talking about projects as well. Literally, I'll be telling you about linear regression from application point of view, logistic regression from application point of view. And when you look at those formulas and those models, you have done them in mathematics. If you look at the formula, your logistic regression
Sure.
from mathematics, and then you look at the application of logistic regression in the real world when it comes to machine learning. As an example, I think I once gave you an example in a previous talk. If you're working for a bank and I want to see if you are going to miss, if you're going to miss a payment, right? So we call that a classification model, right? So we're trying to classify whether you, as Ben Mahudu, you will miss a payment or not miss a payment. So that's a binary classification, right? So it's a binary thing. So meaning there's only two occasions that can happen: miss or not miss. In mathematics, we convert that into ones and zeros. Let's say in this case, maybe one would be to not miss, zero to be missing. In the real world, when you build a machine learning model, literally that's what happens. You build a classification model where you say, I want to see if um, what is the probability that Ben Mahudu will miss a payment, or this population, based on this population, what is the percentage that will miss the payment when they apply for a loan? That is literally logistic regression. That is mathematics, nothing else, pure mathematics. So that's logistic regression for you in application into the real world. That's literally what banks do. That's why banks, obviously, when it comes to banking, mathematicians, statisticians, they are highly sought for. Yeah.
Yesterday, man, I was actually recording an episode with a software engineer. Well, a computer scientist slash software engineer. And he was
Interesting.
telling me about the ones and zeros as well. So when you say
Yeah.
ones and zeros, because we were talking about this binary thing, in mathematics there is a course or a discipline called discrete maths, and it deals a lot with binary numbers and everything like that, the ones and zeros and stuff like that. And it seems like you guys use ones and zeros a lot in
A
this
lot.
applications.
A lot. When you're building a model, you have things called discrete variables, you have things called categorical variables. Um, bro, machine learning is just application of mathematics. Let's just put it that way. Machine learning, it's application of mathematics. That's it. So you, as Ben Mahudu, if you were to tap into data science now, you will thrive. I'm telling you now, you will thrive because there is not a lot of work that you'll be doing. You already have the basis of mathematics. That is why, if you check a lot of courses that are data science courses, even the one at this academy I was telling you, Explore, the curriculum, you have to do mathematics first. There's linear algebra first. There's a bit of calculus, I think. There's calculus, definitely. I don't know to what extent it is, but it is there. And then you have statistics, which statistics you cannot even walk away from. It's very important because as a data scientist, remember that some of the things that you'll be reporting on is numbers. So sometimes you might have to present where you're talking about you've done data analysis. Now present to us what is this data telling us, right? Now when you want to tell what this data is telling us, how are you going to calculate mean? You're not gonna tell people in the presentation that the mean of this thing is what. So in order for you to know what average is, you want to talk in layman's terms, in terms that people understand. So you'll be saying things like the average number of people that missed a payment, or the average number of people that did 1 2 3 was this percentage, or was this number, you know. And then you want to talk about the highest. So the highest in this case, when you're looking at statistics, it's max. The lowest is mean. Um, you understand? So all those are statistical terms. You have to go through that in order for you to be able to talk numbers. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, quite interesting. Quite interesting. And at least I know that should this academic lecturing thing not work for me, I have a place
Yeah.
somewhere.
No, when I let me tell you, when I really because you have a PhD, yo, my guy, you have no idea how expensive you will be in the industry. You're very expensive, and uh, you will be highly sought for. Definitely, you wouldn't struggle to look for a job, even if you haven't done data science. If you go and look for a data science job now with your PhD, you already will be put on a certain level because of your PhD. You've done mathematics. You know the basis of data science, because mathematics, it's basis of data science. Mathematics and
Hey man,
statistics. That's the foundation of data science.
hey man, what are you doing now? Are you tempting me?
No, no, that's not my goal, man. I mean, you can always try like a small project, Nyana, outside lecturing. I mean, to be honest, I've known a lot of lecturers that have been doing more. In fact, most lecturers that I've known, they were doing more than one job. In fact, most of them, especially
Sure, sure.
when I was in business school, especially, most of them, they had their own companies or consulting firms.
True, true,
Yeah,
true, true,
yeah,
true.
yeah. So you can be tempted.
No,
You're allowed to
we
be
can.
tempted, my bro. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, uh, I'm very open-minded, into these things, um, and
Yeah.
yeah, lecturing gives you more. What can I say? That flexibility, So
Yeah.
that is very possible. You know,
Okay.
that's very possible.
Yeah.
Um, and congratulations on your YouTube channel, man. What is going to be the name of the channel so that people can, of course, when I upload this, if the channel is going to be functional, I'll put in the link. But do you have a name for it so far?
Yeah. No, the name it's just my name. Yeah, I have it. It's Mahlatse Mariwa.
Oh,
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I've
okay,
tried
okay,
to
okay,
make
okay.
it simple. Yeah, because I was looking at yeah, maybe I might change it later. But for now, the name is just Mahlatse Mariwa. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. No,
If I
people
do
should know
change it,
about these things because
yeah, if I do change it before you upload your video, I will give you the name before you upload it. If I do change it, yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's dope. Because it's important to have these communities, as you were talking about communities, like, because the problem with, I mean, I talk to many students every day,
Yeah.
and the problem is we don't know, you know,
Ish.
like they don't know, and you see a lot of brilliant students who leave maths because they think that maths doesn't have opportunities, or they've heard from people who are informed that maths doesn't have opportunities, and they go up to do something else, and I'm like, hey, this thing is killing us.
Yo, that time I studied engineering. Um, when I studied engineering, I didn't like. To be honest, I don't want to lie to you. I knew when I was doing, I think, second year, I knew that I don't want to work as an engineer. Um, I just knew that I wanted to be in business, particularly consulting. That's what I wanted. So I guess I was lucky, but now I'm wishing that I had studied computer science or mathematics. You see, because when you've studied those concepts and you are in data science, it's very easy for you to thrive. Way much easier. Yeah. So, and the importance of these communities, my brothers, let's say, for example, if you go to um, I was going to talk about one of the importance of this community. Like you said, the students don't know, for example, they don't know much. They think that mathematics is not, doesn't have opportunities and all that. I guess they're being misled. Or maybe they know someone who studied mathematics or a number of people who did, and those people don't have job opportunities as a result. You know what I mean? So, but what I'll say is, when you look at like America is a perfect example. Because I don't know much about China, but I'm sure China also has those a lot. America has a very, very perfect ecosystem of how everything works in terms of tech from when you are going to graduate, what happens. So, hence, you've heard of Silicon Valley as like a big tech hub, one of the biggest, in fact, probably the biggest tech hub in the world. You know, you have in Silicon Valley, you have people who studied and people who didn't study, you know, and they're doing extremely well as software engineers, data scientists, developers, Java developers, whatever you call it. You know what I mean? Anything tech. So these people, they already know what to expect right after graduating. So they go straight to Silicon Valley. They do a lot of startup companies. And the great thing is, after they do their startup company, let's say you decide that as a software engineer, I want to design a project. You form a team of people. You already have funds available, man. You already have people that are willing to fund your idea from the beginning. And that's a whole ecosystem. It started from you studying, you go into work. After work, you have venture capitalists who are ready to invest in your idea. Once they invest in your idea, everything just works perfect.
Hmm.
It's a whole ecosystem. Everything just feeds itself. And in South Africa, we've been trying that with your innovation hub, your Simulon, but they're not, Simulon precinct, the one at Vets, it. The one,
Yeah.
yeah, the one at Vets. They're not at that. They're not even going to get close to that level of Silicon Valley, because one of the things they're missing is those venture capitalists. In South Africa, I feel like we don't have
Mm.
a lot of people that are willing to say, I'll invest money into this idea. Let's see if this can work. We don't have those people that are willing to risk their money on tech people. You know what I mean? And South Africans, man, we have so much potential, like a huge amount of potential, that we can actually develop so many things. And remember what I said, at Silicon Valley, you have people that didn't even study. That's why in America, you can have a 15-year-old. You hear that a 15-year-old has hacked, the FBI has hacked the systems, blah, blah, blah. Those people didn't have to go to university. That's the thing about coding. You don't have to go to university. Mark Zuckerberg knew how to code. I think at the age of 9, he was already coding. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
imagine in South Africa, you already had that ecosystem where people are willing to actually invest in your ideas. Um, and you can showcase your idea and say, okay, fine. Because if you go to Simulon, for example, you'll find people there, students that they are building things there and they're trying to say, okay, I'm building something here. I just need more help, more assistance with resources and all that. But that, it, in my opinion, it's not ran at, yeah, at the level that it should be, you know. So that's one of the purpose of the community, to even provide opportunities with these venture capitalists. I'm telling you, it's gonna be big.
Yeah,
It's
no.
gonna be, um, as long as we have people that are willing to put in the work. Because we literally gonna have a lot of people that come from different industries with different tech expertise. You know, there's so many people. Some people are tired. They're in their 40s and 50s. They just wanna give back. When you go to banks, bruh, I'll give you an
Mm.
example. You can go to a bank, ne? You can go to a bank or any industry, in fact, any industry. You go to a company and you hear that there's a guy who's been working there for maybe 30 years. That guy, bro, he is a hub of knowledge. Literally.
Mm.
That guy has so much knowledge. He has built so many things for the company. They don't even want him to leave. He can't leave. They've held him ransom. If he wants to leave, they say no. We'll give you a 50% increase, man, or 30% increase. you know,
Hey.
imagine that person when now they're close to retirement. Um, you have this community where this person just comes and says, "I'd love to share as much knowledge as possible on how you can build certain systems and all of that." You can generalize it as much as possible. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be specific to the company that he was working for. Obviously, for your what do you call this, copyrights and what purposes. Yeah. So he can generalize it as much as possible. At the end of the day, a solution is a solution. You know what I mean? Or a system is a system. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go into detail. This is exactly what I did. This is exactly what I did. No, you can give us a generalist view and we're still able to understand what you're talking about.
Hey, nice life problems, eh? Imagine being held at ransom by some big company there. Like,
Yeah.
you wanna leave there,
Okay.
like, ah man, I'll get 50% increase. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. They tell you, or let's say when you want to leave, usually when you want to leave, obviously, for most people, if you want to leave, you're already leaving unless you want to retire. Usually when you're trying to leave, you already have an offer. So let's say you have an offer from another company. That company is maybe giving you 20% or 15% or 30 even. If you get in that and then your company says, okay, it's fine. Since they're giving you 30, we can give you 50. You have to stay though. Or we can give you 40. You have to stay. That it's called a counter offer. So they counter offer the offer from outside. They counter offer it and then they make you stay. Some people do that. Some people have been working for one company for years by just doing that because they love the environment. You find, for example, you really enjoy where you're working, you're learning so much. The only thing that you feel like you want is more money. So some people just go and look for new jobs and they come back and say, "Hey, my manager, Ish man, I have an offer here. I'm not planning to leave. I don't really want to leave, but meet me halfway, you know." And it works for them, especially if you're good at what you do. It's gonna work for you, no doubt. You have to be good at what you do, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, um, so for a student who's at university right now, who's probably doing either maths, computer science, or anyone who's at university, I wanted to start with the university first because I also see that there's some people who are self-taught, you know, uh, to be data scientists. We're gonna get into that, but I want to focus first on the people who are at university right now.
yeah,
Of course, they're doing their courses. Maybe they're doing engineering, like you did. They're doing computer science, or they're doing maths and stuff like that. And they've already
yeah.
made it with themselves that they want to be data scientists. What can you say that they must do or they must focus on while they're still studying?
So you're talking about they're studying what? They're studying maths and computer science currently.
No, so let's just say they're studying whatever they're studying, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
let's say somebody's doing maths, but I don't
Yeah.
want to specificate it to say they are
Yeah.
studying this. They're just a
It
university
doesn't.
student,
Fine. Yeah. Any
you know.
university student. Yeah.
Yeah, any university student who actually wants to get into the data science space, what can they do while they're still at university? I don't know, maybe teach themselves a coding language, things like that, or maybe try to, you know, select something to advance them or to make them at an advantageous point. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
my question is quite clear, but
Yeah.
I can
No, it's clear.
clarify more if you,
Yeah. No, it's
yeah.
clear. So I think what I'd advise them to start with is, when I was studying, bro, I could have been far by now, only if I was not naive. When I was studying engineering, we did MATLAB as a programming language. Um, I had a friend who was a classmate. This guy went as far as teaching himself Python, teaching himself C++. These are programming languages that are used in the industries. You know what I mean? Um, I didn't take it serious. I had the files. Even today, if I go and check on my old laptop, I will find the folder, yeah, Python. But I've never actually opened it and said, "Let me study it." Yeah. So I was saying that I still have those files, those Python files that I could have learned Python when I was in varsity. If I had done that, I probably would be at a very advanced level at this stage. So what I'm basically trying to say is the students, they can actually go online and say, for example, you have Udemy, man, or YouTube. Udemy or YouTube. YouTube is free. Udemy, you will pay a certain fee. You probably pay your 300. Sometimes you pay higher for certain courses because they're certified and they're very applicable. So they both have their own advantages. But for those who don't want to pay anything, they can start with YouTube. There's a lot of complete data science courses on YouTube, right? So what those courses will teach you is how to code straight. They're not going to beat around the bush. They go straight into teaching you how to code. So in this day and age, most people are advised to use Python. So when you look at even in data science, it's mostly Python and R. So I would advise them to learn Python because Python is widely used in a lot of industries. So I'd advise them to go and learn Python for data science. So what I'll try and do as well is I have some, I'd say, YouTube channels that I trust. I trust their teaching skills and the way they teach data science. I can provide links for you so you can edit as well on your YouTube channel, or under this, when you upload the video you can edit there. They can go and try and learn data science there, so it will teach them that. The other thing I'll advise them is to look for hackathons. Once they have learned that, they must try and apply those skills. So there's things called hackathons where you have companies that will host competition. They will give you data and then they will give you competitions and say, um, you can form a group of 5 people or a group of whatever, or you can go and tackle the problem alone. They give you a problem, they give you data, and they say, here's the data, start coding, you know. And then you get to win prizes. So you can get to win 60,000, you can get to win maybe 5,000, depending on the budget of the hackathon. Um, and then another thing, what they can do as well is, uh, I'll be honest with you, bro. When you are a student, as soon as you're first year, you can start working. You don't need to wait until you graduate. There's always your summer what jobs, your 2 months internship jobs. So during your June, July, you can actually go. There's things called job shadowing. If you don't want to, if you have the funds and you say, you know what, let's say even this company says we don't have the budget to pay you. You say it's fine. You don't have to pay me, but I want to learn. So I would love to do some job shadowing for you guys here as a data scientist intern or whatever it is. That's provided you already have those skills. So you can show them that, no, I already know how to code. So just give me a platform. You know what I mean? Those companies give you a platform. You get to learn, beefing up your CV at the same time. And on top of beefing up your CV, if you really do well and you impress, some companies will go as far as say, nah, we're definitely taking you. Or next year, since you're doing first year, next year or when your school closes again, come back. Now you've been doing that for 4 years at one company. For 4 years, you've been doing 2 months internships every single year or twice a year because they've loved you so much. There are people who have been doing that until they graduate and they do it. They go as far as actually working for that company full time. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I'd advise students to do, definitely. But yeah, they should also definitely join this data science community because they are going to meet a lot of professionals as well. So what one of the things we will do is actually host um, a talk where it will be specifically for students. So I will invite people from different industries that are doing data science, even software engineers. I'll invite software engineers, people from different tech expertise to come and share their knowledge, to come and help students on how they can bridge into this tech, environment. Yeah.
Hey man, you shouldn't give up on this idea, man, of this community that you're building. Because it's gonna be a beast. And when I'm thinking about it, I think at some point, sometimes we just start these things. And that's why sometimes I just say that just start. Don't
Yeah.
overthink it. Just start. Because
Yes.
you start something and it sort of now becomes its own life. It sort of leads you now. Because when I'm thinking about it now, I'm thinking that at some point, actually, you're going to be at the same, or you're creating your own Timulogong. But of course, now you're adding your, obviously, not the same thing, but that's how things start. Things
I
usually
think
just start like, they start like, okay, I'm just doing this as a, and stuff like that. And over time, you realize that actually I can formalize this. Chiki chiki,
yeah.
no man, let's register this. Chiki chiki is like, oh,
Mm.
let's make this an institution, a
Yeah.
data science institution now that is gonna, you get what I'm saying? So this is going big, man. This is gonna be a beast. Trust me.
Wow. Wow. No, I'll take into that, Mr. Mahudu. I'll take it very serious. I'll take it very serious. And
Yeah,
thank you.
man. Because you can even
Yeah.
have sponsors, who can come on board and
That's
be
the
like,
idea. Yes. To be honest, that's the idea because one of the things I want us to do as well is host hackathons. So
you
these
see?
hackathons I'm talking about, we will also host them. So we can even host them for those students who are actually self-teaching themselves data science. You understand? So that's one of the goals as well. So I have a WhatsApp group that I've already created. So I'll find a way that you can share it as well on the channel so that people can join as well. They will find I have written a purpose there. I've written everything. The purpose of this community is to do this and this and this and this and this and this. So if they like that, obviously, then they can be part of it. Yeah.
Great work, brother. Great work, man. Yeah, you can just share. Obviously, when I post this, even the link, I think a WhatsApp, you can share a WhatsApp link, right?
Yeah,
That
you can.
people can
And
join the group
yeah, and
via a
anyone
link.
can. Yes, yes, anyone can join as well. But like I said, even on
Eh,
they can also reach me through Instagram. My surname Mahlatse Mariwa. Um, I haven't, to be honest with you, the name of the community I don't have it yet. So hence I haven't created even an Instagram profile or Facebook and Twitter profile for the community because I don't have the name. I've been struggling with it for months now. So
Yeah, no, those are things
so
that come
for
through
now we
in the
can
process,
for
Maybe.
now we can sorry.
No, I was saying that those are things that come through during the process. Like maybe somebody will suggest it. Even the community itself can be like, come with suggestions and everything like that.
Yes, 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 yes. And yeah, so for now, if they can't reach on WhatsApp, they can also reach me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll definitely or LinkedIn. I'll text them and I'll respond. Yeah.
So those who self-teach themselves,
Yeah.
how do they go about it?
So like I said, if you go on YouTube or you go on Udemy, there's a full course that will say, for example, it will say Python for data science or complete data science course. So usually the complete data science course, they'll be teaching you not only Python, they'll be teaching you other skills that you need as a data scientist. So things like your Power BI, for example, because as a data scientist, you do analyze data, but you also need to visualize it or plot graphs. So how are you going to plot graphs? You can plot graphs through Power BI. You can plot graphs through Excel. Yeah, but most data scientists, they don't like using Excel. So it's going to be Power BI or visualizing through Python itself, because you can also do that. So yeah, the ones that want to be self-taught, yeah, just go to YouTube or go to Udemy. It's a full data science course. So it's not like you're gonna be learning um it's not like you're gonna be lost. You know, you don't know. No, the YouTube guy will tell you, okay, fine, this is the complete data science course. This is what you'll be learning. This is what you'll be learning, and that will be good enough to equip you with the skills to start. From there, then you can start checking, doing some research on your own as well. What are some skills that are required to be a good data scientist? Or what are technical skills that are required as a data scientist? Then you start realizing, oh, you need to understand machine learning. You need to understand how to code in Python or code in R. You need to understand how to visualize data, how to communicate it as well. So presentation skills are very important because you can analyze data. We can give you data, you analyze it and everything. And then now we say present it to the exco or present it to a CEO. And you don't know how to do that, you know. You start freezing. So yeah, so I was saying that people can also search like what are the data science skills, like what are technical skills that someone can teach themselves, or someone can should know as a data scientist. So usually you will find that they need to know how to visualize data, and need to know how to communicate it. So it doesn't help to come with a nice presentation. You've plotted very nice graphs, but you can't tell us a nice story, you know. Um, so when it comes to data, it's very important to know how to communicate it as a story, you know, as a story, taking us through the journey. You start, okay, here we had a data of this number of rows or this number of what. We're given this data, it comes from where, whatever. And then you start analyzing the data. Okay, we wanted to understand what are the insights, what are things that we can capture from this data. What is this data telling us? Then you start talking about that. You communicating your data. You tell us what the data is telling us, um, and then and then of course if you build models, and then you also tell us what can we predict. You know, what is the data telling us in the near future as well.
Mhm. And you know, these
Yeah.
things of the thing that you mentioned earlier on, also of projects, because like as I've mentioned that I was having a conversation yesterday with a computer scientist, and they were also mentioning that thing to say, as a student, you need to build like in computer science they call them projects. I guess it's the same thing that you also mean. Like there must be stuff that you have done that you can
Yes.
actually y- put them in your profile to say, maybe I've done this app, or I've worked on this, I've worked on this, I've worked on this. So it seems like also in data science, projects are a must have.
Yeah. No, definitely. Even in data science, they are must have. So you need to, um, because with projects, then it becomes easy for a company to say, okay, fine, you are welcome to come to our team, because maybe either they already wanted to do a project related similar to what you've done before, um, or at least you've proven that you know the work. So as a data scientist, as long as you've done some attractive projects or you've done projects that are aligned with machine learning and also aligned with just normal data visualization and data analysis, you're good to go. So, for example, with me, when I was going to work at SALGA, they wanted someone who will actually build um, a sentiment analysis project, for example, for them. So for example, during the interview, they actually wanted to know end to end. How will I do that? How will I go about doing a sentiment analysis project from scratch, from beginning to end? If you go online now and you search sentiment analysis, you will find that it's not a difficult thing to do, but yet companies will still want it. Maybe because, yeah, of course, they didn't have data science at the time. They don't have any data scientists, or they're trying to build a new team of data scientists. So one of the projects that most companies do at the beginning, especially when you're learning data science as well, is teach you sentiment analysis, because there's a lot of resources on how on it. It's a good way to start in terms of learning data science. uh, yeah, it's a very good way, because there, for example, you learn how to scrape data online. You learn how to extract data from Twitter. All those tweets, I can go now and extract all the tweets that Ben Mahmoud has tweeted since. You know what I mean? I can go now and extract tweets about anything. You just give me the name of the person or the name of a company. If you want to extract tweets about vets, we just go and extract. If you want to extract tweets about a strike, just tell us the name of the strike. We can capture that, extract it, and then from there we start doing data analysis. We will tell you what that data is saying or what people were talking about in those tweets. So, yeah, I think I might have forgotten what your question is, but yeah.